Hey, and welcome to today's video. Today's review is about The Mothers by Brit Bennett. I read this over the weekend and it was my first time reading anything by this author. I know she has another popular book called The Vanishing Half, so after reading this I do think it will be something I would pick up because I really enjoyed her writing style. The bookmark I used this time was this one, which has loads of little pastel crystals on it. I purposely picked this one because I found some of the colours kind of matched. The yellow here and the yellow like here and here. The purple and this kind of like bluey teal kind of match these colors, so yeah, that's why I picked this one. I rated this book 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. There was only one thing that made me not rate it a full 5, and I'll get into that in a minute. The storyline follows the main protagonist, who would be Nadia Turner, who is a 17-year-old girl at the start of the book who is in her final year of high school. At the start of the book, she's dealing with a lot of grief from her mother's recent suicide, so she tends to rebel and find different ways for her to cope with that grief. During that time, she gets involved with the pastor's son, who is called Luke Shepherd, who is 4 years older than her. He is a former football star who, unfortunately due to an injury, had to give up that dream. In a way, they both find comfort in each other and they manage to keep their relationship a secret. The only thing that ended that was when Nadia fell pregnant and decided she didn't want to keep the baby. The story shows the effect that decision played on both of their lives along with those around them. There is another character called Aubrey who appears in the story, and the author describes her as Nadia's God-fearing best friend. Years after, they're caught in a love triangle and they all live in depth of that decision they made that seaside summer. None of that is actually spoilers, it is all based on the information that the author gives in the synopsis. But yeah, so the storyline I really enjoyed. I thought it was very well paced. I found the writing style was very easy to read. So the only part of the book that I didn't really find necessary, but it didn't affect my reading experience, was the mothers. The mothers are a group of women who meet up in the upper room chapel and pretty much pray for everyone. They do have a little gossip every now and then. So their narrative came in about 3 times, I think. Off the top of my head, I think they only popped up about 3 times and their segments are very short, but they never really added too much to the storyline that made me feel like they were necessary. I really connected with all the characters. I found that they were all well described, found that they each had their own personalities going for them. This book held a lot of grief, betrayal, secrets, heartache, and of course young love. So that's not enough to get your interest into reading it. I don't know what will. If someone was to ask me if I would recommend this book, I would highly say yes. I really enjoyed reading it and I'm sure anyone who I recommend it to will enjoy reading it too. I'm definitely going to look out for The Vanishing Half and I might pick that up in my next book order. So let me know in the comments below if you've read this book and what you thought about it, or if it's now something you're going to be keeping your eye out for. The page count is 275, so it's not a heavy long read. It's definitely quite fast paced, but the plot line is easy to follow. That's going to be all for me this week. I hope you had a good week and I'll see you in the next video.